Hi everyone, my name is Andy and welcome to All the Lonely Meeples. On this channel I share solo playthroughs of various board games, including tutorials on how to play. As always, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below. Today's video features the final game in my favorite roll and write series, Part 3, and that is Kingdomino Duel, a two-player game designed by Bruno, Cathala and Ludovic Maublanc and published in 2019 by Blue Orange Games. Now if you're ready, let's jump right in. For a solo playthrough of Kingdomino Duel, you'll need a couple things. You'll first need your dice, the 4 dice, and you'll need one of your sheets. And these sheets are double-sided. It has the kingdom side, where we'll be doing most of all of our play. On the other side, we have the spell book. And now the game comes with pencils, but I've laminated these 2 sheets, so I'm actually using 2 sheets, one for the spell book and one for my kingdom, and I'll have my marker. And now Kingdomino Duel is actually the 2-player version of the fantastic Kingdomino game, and actually the game franchise. However, this is the first playthrough game that I'm featuring that has a created solo mode from BoardGameGeek. So we will actually be playing. You'll also need, and I will put links down below, but you'll also need the rules and the sheet for the AI, name is Bruno, and this comes to us from, I might butcher the name, Gail Viller, and the BoardGameGeek name is @GAGOUNE, and of course I will, Gagoon, I will put a link down below for that. And this is their solo rules to play Kingdomino Duel. And we're going to put Bruno's sheet kind of like that. And now let's talk about what the AI is doing during this game and generally how we play. So in Kingdomino Duel, both in the 2-player game and the solo game, what we are doing is we're rolling these dice, we're selecting 2 of them, and as a pair we're going to be drawing the shields on our board, and the X's, which are called the loyal dignitaries, we're going to be putting them along with our shield in these circles. Now, what we're trying to do is put like types of shields next to each other, because for each type of shield we have at the end of the game, let me just show a little bit here, maybe I do that. If this is what I had at the end of the game, so this is one type of shield that we have on our dice, I'm going to multiply the style of shield by the number of dignitaries that we have. So in this case, it would be 4 times 2, which is 8. So I would receive 8 points for that type of shield. Now in this game, there are special wizard powers that we can use, and I'll explain each of those. But in this game, we keep our dice in like this. Now they can go to the side if we want to, but they must stay together. And they must either, just like in the original Kingdomino game, they must either touch our castle in the middle, or one of the shields must touch a shield of the same type. So if I were to, let's see, if I were to have this on a turn, I could place this full shield with the 2 X's and this single line over here where it touches my castle, down here, going this way, or I could do this. If I wanted to, I could fill it in like so, because my single line shield touches the other, at least one another single line shield. And then I'm hoping later in rounds I'll have the full shield touching other full shields. Okay. Now in the solo game, it's a little different, because Bruno is going to be taking the other ones and crossing them off. During the game, the dice that we don't choose, Bruno has access to all the dice. We're just going to be checking off. So for instance, let's say I took these 2 and I gave Bruno these 2 dice. Oopsies, sorry. Okay, I would make a check mark on the single dot shield and a check mark on the single line shield, also giving them access to this dignitary, and I would put an X there. And at the end of the game, they're going to score similarly with mine, except they just go in a single line. They're just going to be collecting. And now let's talk about the spellbook and the wizard powers. For the wizard spellbook, this comes into play every time that I give Bruno or I take dice that do not have X's on them, dignitaries. So for example, if I take these 2 dice, they have no dignitaries, I'll just call them X's for now, no X's. I will take on my side, we'll just call my side the left side here, I'll take 1 X on each of the dice, the shields that I took from. And so I've given Bruno these 2, so I won't move them up on the other side. And during the game, I'll mark my name and Bruno's name. The first person to reach all the way on one column actually crosses it off for the other, because only one person can get any one of these. And I'll explain what Bruno does with them in a second if he does achieve them. But this first one allows me to ignore the rule about placing my set of dice. So the rule of placing it next to my castle or next to a like shield, this power allows me to ignore that. This power right here, the second one, allows me to split my dice. So whereas I have to place them in a block like of 2, that power allows me to split them and put them anywhere on my board, still following the same rules. And they would need to be next to the castle or next to a like shield. This power in the 2-player game allows me to take my dice first. So if I were going second and I had that power, I could use that to take my dice first. Now in this game, when we roll the dice, wherever they land, we're going to put them in a 2x2 block. So like so, I would say here. And this question mark can be any die face on the die. So as shown in the diagram here, we don't go horizontal or vertical, we go diagonally. So top left to bottom right is the A dice, and top right to bottom left are the B dice. So I get to choose first, and let's just say I take these 2. Everything else is going to go to Bruno. So for this power of choosing first, instead in the solo version, I don't have to follow the diagonal rule. I can take any 2 dice and then give Bruno the remaining dice. This fourth power allows me to take a die and turn it to any side that I want. This next power allows me to score 3 points for each of my kingdoms of a certain type of shield. So for instance, let's say I received this power and I chose the very first one, so the dots. And let's say I had a group here, group there, and so let's say throughout the game I was able to achieve 3 groups. Okay, I would score an additional 3 points for each of these groups. So whichever group I choose, I'm going to want to have multiples of them. This would be 3, 6, an extra 9 points right down here at the bottom scoring. And of course only one player can use that. And finally, the bottom is, this power is placing an X anywhere on my board, so a dignitary. So let's say I had a few X's like so. So this would be 3 times 3 is 9. Maybe I wanted to add another X there. And now it would be 4 X's times 3 dot shields. 4 times 3, now I've got 12 points. Okay. Now, it's interesting because Bruno doesn't actually care about the powers. The only reason if he achieves the powers is to take them from me. And at the end of the game, I think this is really cool, he will receive 10 prestige points, just 10 points for each power that he has taken. Likewise, he's going to receive 5 points for each remaining power that I did not get. So it's going to be important for me to get more powers, even if I don't use them in the game, because any powers that are left untaken, he's going to receive 5 points. And so at the end of the game, he's going to score based on how many of each of these shields he's gotten, times the number of X's in each type of shield, and then 10 points for each power and 5 points for each power that I didn't get. And now we're ready to play the solo version of Kingdomino Duel. Just a note, I'm using a piece of paper for Bruno's scoring pad. I did a practice playthrough of this game earlier, and I marked on my only sheet with a marker. So I just took what was here and put it on my piece of paper. So nothing fancy, but I will put links in the description below where you can find more of these sheets. All right, so first we're gonna roll. And we'll take them however they land. Okay. And so like I said, I'm going to take either A or B in diagonals. And it looks like we're pretty similar. I think, so I'm either getting 2 of the double lines or 2 of the double circles. So let's take the double lines. And I'm going to go ahead and place them right here. And I'll put my dignitary or my X there. And because I took a shield with no dignitaries, I will cross that off on my spell book. And Bruno is going to get to cross off one of his double circles. And then with my pen, I'm going to, so on Bruno's sheet, all we do is we're going to cross off, put an X on one of them because he had one, and then another one, and I'm just going to put a little dot right there next to it, and that dot is the dignitary. So now we have the same score. It's 2 shields times 1 dignitary for 2 points. So a pretty even first round. And here's the next round. Okay, I'll just kind of go like that. Now in the rules, I could not find what a question mark does if I give a question mark to Bruno, so I'm going to play it like I did the practice round, which is I'm just going to re-roll this until a face comes up, a shield, and I'm going to give them that shield. So do I want, I think I want these because I really like the full shield because it's the 3 points for each grouping of a shield of your choice. And so if I can get that early, I can start planning ahead. So let's go ahead and do that. So I did take one of those full shields and one of the singles, and he's going to take a single and something else. Let's see. And a double. Okay. Oh, marker's okay, but I'm trying to keep him in pen. And he did get a single and a double. Okay. Next round. Oh, how about I put mine on the board? I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. So I took a full shield and a single. All right, let me do that. Whoops, that's all right. All right, full shield and a single. There we go. Now we're ready. I would hate to forget 2 of my shields. Okay. Okay, so in my practice round, I lost pretty handily. And one of the reasons was I was dumping one type of shield on Bruno and trying to manipulate him too much. But I can manipulate in a way that, for instance, if I give him this 1 dot, he doesn't have any of those right now, so it would be 0 points. And likewise, I can give him these double line shields because he has 1 but no dignitaries, so 2 times 0 is still 0. And I think I want to take the full shield. And so we'll do that. So I'll go ahead and do my full turn first. Full shield on the spellbook because they don't have dignitaries. So I mark it on the spellbook. And a double. And just a reminder, this times 10 and times 5. I just didn't write out all the text, but at the end of the game, Bruno is going to get 10 points for every power, spellbook power, that he loads in this game. He doesn't use them. Likewise, he's going to receive 5 points for each remaining power that I do not load. So I want to get as many powers as possible before the end of the game. And I will go ahead and throw these on here. We're going to do full shield and a double. Okay, my turn is done. He has a single dot and a double line, and we'll mark that on here. Single dot, a double line. So he and I are tied for the spellbook. In the solo rules from BoardGameGeek, Bruno does break ties if we reach the end of the spellbook, the line at the same time. Ooh, okay. We'll go ahead and just grab that like this. Okay, so so I have a checkered shield and a line, or a double and a single. You know, the problem with the double and the single is I will put it, oh, let me fix this double, make it look more like a double, is that my single would be out and about, but that's okay because I could choose that as my 3 points per type of shield, grouping of shield, and that could be mine. So I'm going to take this, and I'm first going to go ahead and add on my spellbook. Okay, and I'm going to add the double. Let's go ahead and add it here. Double and a single. So not a lot of points right now, as we've each only gotten one X, one dignitary. So right now my score is 4 times 1 for 4. And he's going to take a single line and a checkered one. And he's going to place that down here, and a single line. All right. Next round. It goes pretty quickly. Okay. Ooh, now some tough choices. Maybe tough. Ooh, so I can give, right now I'm thinking I'm going to take the double line and the shield, the full shield. I wouldn't mark on the spellbook, but I would start getting some points. And I would give him I would give Bruno another single dot and another single line. He's not getting any points this round, but he is getting one step closer to those powers. And every power he fills is 20 points. I just don't think I can pass up 3 X's this round. I'm going to go ahead and do his first. So that's what I'm going to take. I can't pass up 3 X's. So he gets 1 single dot and 1 single line. And then we mark off his single dot and a single line. All right. And for me, we're going to go here. I want to make sure that the X's are touching the correct shields and the groupings, so we're going to go like this. All right. And I don't put anything on my spellbook because mine had dignitaries. And we continue. So that was a big boost to my score, so hopefully I can work on these powers. Okay. Oh, a lot of single lines. Okay. So in this instance, I think I want to take, so I've got a single dot with an X, which I have none of those on my board, and then a bunch of single lines. This is a good opportunity for me to tie him in single lines. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'll give him 3 points because this dot with an X, I'm going to go ahead and do that. This dot with an X will give him a 3 times 1. Put that little dot there. Okay, that might be kind of hard to see on screen. Let me circle those in a little more. All right. Yeah, there you go. And then he gets a single line. Ooh, getting close. And that's a good power too. It allows you to, this power, the second power allows you to split your dice. And they don't have to go in groupings, paired groupings. So now I have to decide, do I want to put these two away from my others if I'm going to be getting 3 points for each? I kind of want to do that. I think I want to do that. I want to make its own group because I'm committed to getting one more full shield over here and then making it 3 points per one of my groupings of shields, and that would be the single lines. So although I could put it over here and start and connect it, I think I'm going to forego getting a big grouping of single line shields in the hopes that I can complete that that power first. Okay, and I did take 2 singles. All right, and next round. Ooh, right off the paper. We'll go ahead and take it. Okay. Oh man, this is tough. I don't necessarily care for the double dots or the single dots because I don't have any of those. I don't get to place it on the. I don't get to place the shield, but I would start getting a lot of points for those. So I think, if I give him the double dot, it would be 3 times 2 for him for 6 points, and then it would be 1 times 4. So I'm giving him 10 points. For me, it would be right now I have my full shields are 3 times 2 for 6, and then it would be 4 times 4 for 16. Oof. I'm going to go ahead and take that. It's hard to pass up. I do get a single dot. I'm not really competing for that in the spell book, but might as well try. I'm going to put this right. I'll put this right here. Okay, I get 2 X's. Now, the tough part is those full shields are now done because I'm going to put the dot right there, which effectively closes out that grouping. And I think that's okay. I can now focus on other things. He's going to take a single line with an X. I'm putting a dot there. I kind of switched up the symbols there, and then a double dot with an X. Okay. All right. I would love a blank or a full shield with no X's. Let's see what happens. Okay. Okay, so this is great. This is fantastic because, sorry, I get really excited when the dice fall the way I need it. So I am 1 away from both the double line shield and the full shield, and those are in diagonals with each other. And I could do those powers, get both those powers, and take 10 points away from Bruno at the end of the game, because every power that I do not complete, or any leftover powers between him and I that I don't complete, are 5 points for him. Ooh, that's hard to pass up, and I think I'm going to do it. So let's go ahead and start with him. He gets a double line, and right now those are still worth 0 to him because he has 3 of them with no dignitaries, and then a double dot with a dignitary. So right now that's 4 times 3 for 12. That's his biggest. And he does get a double line. And at first that's scary because he tied me, but I have one over here. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this one up here. That full, because I want to put the double over here. Okay, so I got the double and the full, which means I cross out the other side. So when this happens, you just cross out the other side because only one person can earn them. And I'm going to go ahead and circle this one, showing that I still have it. And that symbol, let me erase that so you can see it clearly. That symbol means I can take one of my dice that I choose, and I can choose any side. That's going to be powerful. And it's going to be hard not to use it right away. But I do have to use this one right away. And so I'm going to choose one type of shield, and I'm going to score points for each grouping or each kingdom of those shields. So if I choose the single line, I have 1 kingdom because those are a group, a grouping of 1, and a grouping of 1. So there's 3 groups there. That's already 9 points for me. And so what I'm going to do, what I do is I just put a box over here to remind myself that's the one that I chose. Now right now that one's scoring me 0 points. I would like to have those score points as well. Okay. Do I do anything else? I could use my castle or my tower bonus. I could color in the tower of my castle and put an X. But I think I'm going to wait, because once I do that, he has to do it too. Bruno does. All right, here we go. Okay. Oh man, okay. So this is rough because there are 2 single lines here, and they're in both of the options I can take, which means we're both actually tied for this. And so in these rules, Bruno breaks ties. I'm not especially fond of that rule, but that's the way we're going to play it. And so with this being said, I'm going to go ahead and take this one because the single dot does have a dignitary. I think. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. So I'm going to put the dot here. And put the X there. Now, the cool thing is I could easily put the single line right here next to my other single line. But remember, my single lines are getting me 3 points each for every grouping. So I kind of want to keep mine away from each other. And let me just double check, because it sounds too good to be true. Choose a coat of arms, the single. Each different domain with this coat of arms will earn you 3 prestige points. Domains, groups of squares connected orthogonally with the same coat of arms. Okay. So we have groupings of 1, 3 groupings of 1, and a grouping of 2. And I took a single line, so that's good. I don't finish it though because he already does it. So he gets a 1 dot and a 1 line, and I lose out on that power. Okay, so I'll go ahead and circle that over here because he did earn 10 points. So 1 dot and 1 single line. Ooh, that was rough. Not rough, but I really wanted that power. Okay. Oh, now I've got some options here. I've already used this full shield. So, I can turn it to any side. So if I were to take these 2, I can make it another double line. Single line with an X, that would be good because I could start getting some points. Or I can make it its own. Ooh, that's really... Ooh, that's tempting. That's tempting. I could get 1 point for this one on my board. So if I were to do something like this. Oh, I can't do that anyway. Oh, I had to... It has to be... Sorry. It has to be touching the... So these have to actually match a side of one that's already here. So I couldn't put that there because I've got a double line and a single. Or it has to touch the castle. So maybe I put it over here and make my own separate. Okay, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna take this double shield with 2 X's, and I'm gonna throw this single line up here for 1 point. I'm not gonna use my power yet. I'm just trying to separate all of my single lines, and he's gonna take a full shield, which that's nice because it doesn't have any, and we'll roll 1 to see what he gets. A single line. Not the best. He already has a bunch of those, but he only has 1 of them has a dignitary. So he has 3. 6 times 1 is 6. And he doesn't cross anything off because the single lines are done and the full and the double line shields are done. All right, here we go. Okay. Next round. Okay. I'm really liking the single line. I like this double and single right there. The hard part is he is getting pretty close to the single dot shield. he'd have 4 to my 1, and that's really hard to beat at this point. I'd have to sacrifice a lot and kind of get lucky with the dice. This power, by the way, is you take yours in your grouping, but you don't have to follow the placement rules. So you can effectively place this anywhere on your board as a grouping, and that's a good power for early on. And we're getting toward the end of the game, where I think we're right in the middle. So I don't know how valuable it is right now, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. Take these 2, because I can put this double line right there, because it's touching my other double line. And then I'll throw my single line again right here. So effectively, I am trying to score as many points with that special power as I can. And then he gets a single dot and another single line. And just so you can see that all these boxes, there are 14 of them. So what the creator of the solo play did was take the board. There's 7 horizontally, and he doubled it. They doubled it, and you can see that it's doubled with the picture. Okay, that is that. Oh, he does need another dot on the spell book. There we go. That's right. Oh, whoa. Okay, a lot of single dots, so he will be taking that power. And I don't think I can stop him, and that's okay. So I haven't had any, neither of us have had any he's had 1 checkered board. That's the only one I've seen. I can move these. I can move a die to any side. And I don't necessarily care about this. What do I have here? I could make it a double. That was a single dot. What's this one have? Okay. I could make it a double with an X. I might do that because this was sitting on a double, correct? I know it was a single line. Right now my double line shields are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 3 for 21 points. That's pretty good. So I might switch it to be another X. We're going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to take these 2 and I'm going to switch this die. Let me cross that off. Okay, like so. I'm going to give him 2. Oh, that's a lot. But they don't have X's, so I'm going to give him that. He's going to take that 10 points. And he's going to take 2 more dots. Okay, oof. Those 2 are big, but everything else is pretty small. And I'm going to go double line. Ooh. If I do this, I'm going to cut off my double lines. I think I'm okay with that. I say that now. I'm probably not okay with it. Deep down. All right. Oh, I don't know. I could stop and decide, okay, how many points do we all have, but I'm not going to do that on camera. Here we go. Not a lot of 2 dot shields and not a lot of checkered shields have come up. Okay, I'm just going to kind of swing it like this. All right. So what I see here is, ooh, kind of rough. I like this checkered with the 2 X's. However, I don't have any on my board. If I take the question mark, I get to turn it to whatever side I would like. I don't really want to give him another possible power, so I might try to start getting more powers. And right now, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this. I know I give him a question mark also, but I feel like I'm going to have to do that. So do I put it here for 2 times 1 for 2, the single line, or let's go ahead and do it up here. So this is a 1 with an X, and we'll go the checkered. And really the reason I took this checkered shield is to get on the board, the spell book here. If I can get 2 more, I can put an X anywhere on my board. Okay. And he gets, this one kind of hurts because it's 2 times 2 now, so I just gave him 4 points. This is his first double dignitaries. And then I'm going to roll. Okay, that's, well, that's not good. The double dots, these are pretty big up here, and he gets 1. So right now he's got 5 times 4 is 20 points there. Oof, I don't know. It's hard to keep Bruno down in this game. All right, here we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There and there. Okay. Wow. I think I'm going to have to give him the ones without X's because I need those. Yeah. I don't think I can afford to give him another 3 X's, especially since the single dots has, he already has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 1. That's 7 points right there. So I'm going to take that. It's not 7 points for me, but it's something. I think I only have about 2 more turns left. Oof. And I'm going to give him, I'll go do his first. That's 1. And he doesn't get 1 for that one. So here's the shield, or the checkered shield, and a single. So the singles, I'm giving him a lot of them. I'm having a hard time stopping him because I just can't give him this. And now I can't get this single dot to be here without ruining the checkered. And since that one already has a dot, we'll go ahead and just do the checkered here. Right? Yeah. All right. That's 2 X's. And then a single dot with an X. I might not use my power, because if I use my power, my tower power, ooh, that rhymes, tower power, I have to give it to him too. And I think I'm going to be pretty mean. All right, here we go. Okay. Okay, some tough calls here. I really don't want to give him another power for 10. So I think I'm gonna, I hate doing it. I really hate doing it because that double dot with the X is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's 30 points. So right now he has 20. That's a 10-point jump. And he'll receive 10 anyway. But in this turn, he'll also get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 2 for 16, and he has 7. So, I guess giving him the power is more important, or is better. Yeah, it is. All right, I'm going to take this. Oh, that's tough. Normally I don't do all that math, but it is better for him to take this. Take the 10 points instead of the, I think, 17 I was going to give him. So he'll take that. He has now loaded 3 of the powers. I have loaded 2. There's 1 more, and right now he's going to get 5 points if I don't load the double dots. And I don't think I have any of them on my board. Oh yeah. I am 1 turn away also, so there's not. I'm going to give him 5 points. Okay, so we're going to do the checkered. It doesn't really matter, so I'm going to do the checkered up here. Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong dice. Whoopsies. Okay, let me start with him. He gets the checkered. And the double line. I forgot which dice were mine. He is on the left side. Okay. Then in that case, I want to do a single dot right here with an X and the double dot with an X. And so I cut off this space right here. So I have 1 more turn. I didn't get the special power that allows me to split them because then I could fill my entire board. This is the last turn. Oof. Okay, some big things here. Well, honestly, I think I've got to steal those from him. I see that we're getting a lot of checkers lately. The double dignitary checkered shield and the single dot shield, I've got to take him. I cannot give him any more points than what he already has. So with that, I will do a single dot with an X, and then another checkered with 2 X's. Okay. And then he gets one more dot, and then one more checkered. And that is the end of the game. Give me a second, I will do calculations, and we'll see how I did. All right, I've calculated the scores, and I will say that with my completing 2 spell book powers and Bruno completing 3, Bruno took 30 points for powers that he, 10 for each one that he did, and then I failed to finish one of them, so he gets 5 points. He got 8 for single dots, 8 for single lines, 20 for double dots, and then fortunately I gave him 0 points for double lines as he had no dignitaries, 0 points for the full shield, and 10 points for the checkered shield, for a grand total of 81 points. And I am happy to say that with this power, the full shield power of choosing a type of kingdom or a domain and scoring 3 points for each one, that's really what brought it over the top. So I got 12 points for my single dots, 5 points for my single lines. There are 4 right there, and then 1. 1 point for the double dots, 32 for my double lines, 18 for my full shields, 12 for my checkered, and then that had actually put me at 80 points. But with my extra 3 points for every domain that I chose, which was the single lines, I had a grouping of, well, I had 1 grouping, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 separate groupings. 6 and 3 is 18. And that gave me 98. So this time I beat Bruno 98 to 81. And that was Kingdomino Duel, the solo version. Thank you for joining me at the table for a solo playthrough of Kingdomino Duel. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and hitting that subscribe button. And feel free to shoot me a comment down below. Thank you again, and I hope you'll join me for my next video.